Hello everyone, welcome to Sri Chaitanya Academy. As we promised to you, today we bring a special session to you talking all about IIT JEE and other engineering entrance exams. So now let's get started. So what's the clear code to crack IIT JEE Mains and Advanced exams? And also the other engineering entrance exams? Well, if you have cracked JEE Mains, then you can easily crack other engineering entrance exams as well. So now let's get started. So if you are attending this session, then it means that maths is one of your favorite topics, and along with chemistry and physics, and your interest in biology is little less. So only and only then you should land up into preparing for IIT or IIT JEE. The next 2 years of your course is very important for this preparation, and IIT JEE marks your beginning of your engineering career. Now this session, what this session essentially does is it helps you to prepare for JEE and also talks about what is JEE and why we should choose engineering. Well, engineering mainly deals with problem solving, right? If you have a problem, engineers are there to give you a solution, right? If you have a river which is difficult to cross, engineers are there to build a bridge, right? If the problem is of talking, then engineers are there to build you a phone. And if time is the problem, engineers are there to build a watch for you as well. Even the camera through which I'm shooting right now is built by an engineer. So engineering is very important. It is about problem solving, right? It is about maths, science, and also physics, chemistry, but it is primarily on a basic level about solving problems and the ability to innovate, right? Why engineering is important? Because engineering opens doors to multiple career paths. Core are the engineering or information technology. You know about the IT boom which is happening in many places in India. Research, yes, engineers can also go into research. Not only this, many of the chemistry Nobel Prizes are also now going to engineers, right? And also because India is a developing country, there is high demand for engineers in India and also abroad. So if you choose engineering, then remain relaxed. You are on the correct path for your future, right? Now, as a first step, how to get into engineering courses, how to start this journey of engineering. That journey should always start for you by understanding IIT JEE, right? It should start by 1 minute, by your ability to understand IIT JEE, right? And the first stage of it is JEE Mains, right? So you have to first qualify JEE Mains, and then after you have qualified JEE Mains, you can go for JEE Advanced. JEE Mains is primarily for admission to NIT. So if you have cleared JEE Mains and you have a certain good rank, you can be rest assured that you will get into NITs or triple ITs, right? So NITs are the National Institutes of Technology, right? And if you clear JEE Main and then you get the chance to write the advanced, if you clear that JEE Advanced as well, then you get into IITs, right? IITs, right? Which is your Indian Institute of Technology, right? That's what our primary aim is, right? Right. Here's the logo for IITs. Now, if you are not able to get into IITs, then also there are plethora of options for you to do engineering, where the options come from other engineering entrance exams like BITSAT, which is the Birla Institute of Technology engineering exam, VIT. Then there are state engineering exams like West Bengal JEE, MHT CET for Maharashtra, MSET for Telangana, EAP set for Andhra, and many others. After that, through JEE, if that is also does not work, you can also go for ISERS, Indian Institute of Science, Education and Research. They will help you to get a research-based career. Now, what this session basically will help you is, it will talk about understanding these exams, benefits of cracking IIT JEE. Not only that, we will not only talk about that it is good to crack JEE and everything, we will also talk about some strategies which will help you to crack it. And also, after you have cracked it, what all career paths you can choose after engineering. So keeping this logo in your mind and this as our goal, let's start. So understanding IIT JEE and other exams, right? That is our aim, right? This is a picture of one of the IITs at the back, right? So the first step is the mains conducted by National Testing Agency. It is a computer-based test, means you are going to give this exam on a computer, right? The paper which I am talking about is this BE and BTech, Bachelor of Engineering or Bachelor of Technology. You will have a total of 75 questions, each asked from physics, chemistry and mathematics, right? Total marks will be 300. There will be a section A which has 20 multiple choice questions from each subject. Section B has 5 numerical value based questions. 1 minute, let me remove this. Yeah, now it's clear. And 5 numerical value questions, right? No optional questions. So students should attempt all questions in each subject, right? Now this is -1, not 1/4. Now the peculiar property of these exams is that not only you are given plus marks, you are also given negative marks, right? So you can't afford to be wrong. You have to attempt questions only and only if you are 100% sure that the answer is correct, right? So this is the mains. Now after you have cleared the mains exam is getting conducted, right, as I am speaking to you right now. After that is cleared, this mains is conducted also in April and also around somewhere in January, right? The advanced exam is now not conducted by the National Testing Agency, it is conducted by one of the IITs, means IITs will make the question paper. Right, again computer based. Now in advanced, the difference lies here is that in mains you have only one paper, right, of 3 hours duration. In advanced you have 2 papers, right, which you have to give in the same day, and each paper is of 3 hours, right. So in total, the time that you will spend in writing the exam will be 6 hours, right, 6 hours. So they are not only testing your knowledge, they are also testing your resilience and your patience, whether you can sit like this or not, right? Imagine on a daily basis, a person can study continuously for normal people 2 hours, 3 hours, right? Now this is not even studying, this is giving an exam, right? This is giving a exam for 6 hours. It is tougher than just studying. You have to use your brain, recollect many things, right? So that is the tough part about JEE Advanced. There will be advanced level problem solving required. Now, don't get scared from here. Advanced level problem for solving is nothing but, normally when you are in 10th, you will notice that if there is a syllabus of some chapters, suppose atomic structure chapter, right, which you already have studied in your 10th, then questions will be specifically asked from the atomic structure chapter, right? They will not digress or go to other chapters. in advance, that is not the case. Actually, that is a normal thing. The questions will be asked not only from concepts of one particular chapter or topic. The questions will be asked from most of the topics, multi-topics, connected into one question, and you have to know all those topics together and then solve that one question. Right? It's not a one-way stream that you have to think. For cracking JEE Advanced, you have to think in 10 different directions, and all those directions should lead to the same solution of that one question. Right? Marking scheme is different. Now, what makes it further difficult is only top 2.5 lakh JEE Mains qualifiers can go to write for JEE. Right? So, you should get around 98 to 99 percentile, right, to crack these exams, right? So, the competition is tough, right? Further, some more details about the exam mode. Again, computer based, right? 2 compulsory papers I already told you. 3 hours long, 4 hours for the physically handicapped, 6 hours total. Physics, chemistry, maths, right? Available in English and Hindi. Exam mode, right? You have MCQs, right? People feel that it is a multiple choice exam, so they feel that it's easy. No, right? MCQs increases your risk of going wrong, right? And here, for JEE Mains, the best part is that you will have a single correct options, but in advance, you will also have MCQs with one or more than one correct answer. So there can be more than one correct answer. If you have A, B, C and D options, possibility is there that A, B are correct, or possibility is there A, B, C are correct, or A, B, C, D, all 4 are correct. So that's the surprise element here, right? Or there's also a possibility that only A is correct. So you need to know thoroughly the concepts. No guessing game works here. Guessing games work to some extent in JEE Mains, where only one answer is correct. But in advance, beware, do not guess. You have numerical value questions. These are tricky ones. Numerical value question means there are no options. Mind you, there are no options. There will be only a paragraph question which has a single answer. The single answer will be a number. Right. So you need to know the exact answer. Right. Right. There will be a range, but then you have to know the exact answer. If the answer is 6, if this is the correct answer, and you have written by wrong calculation 7, sorry, your answer is wrong, right? So for JEE Advanced, you need to know details, and details also up to 100% correctness. There should not be nothing wrong. They also have matching paragraph type questions, right? This keeps on changing, but what does not change are the fundamental concepts that you need to build on to solve this exam. So every time we write JEE exam, it is advised to read the set of instructions carefully, because they keep on changing this pattern. Now this is the latest pattern, right? Negative marks will be there, and both questions will be there, right? Yeah, this is general, nothing big in this, right? Now let us delve deep into the way the questions are framed. 51 questions will be there, right? Each paper will have 51 questions. 51 totaling of 102 questions across both papers. Questions per subject will be, right, 17 in physics, chemistry and maths, which will have MCQs, right? This can change, you have to read it again and again, but the latest one is you will have plus 3 marks for each correct answer, and for incorrect you will get -1, and no answer 0 marks. Yes. Understand that here. What does this mean? This means that if the answer is correct, you will get +3. If it is wrong, means you don't know the concept 100%, you are guessing to some percentage and by chance you mark the wrong answer, then marks will be deducted. What I'm trying to say is, if your marks supposed to be 10 and one question you did wrong, it will reduce to 9. 1 will be reduced. So the best way to attempt these exam is that if you're not sure, do not attempt. At least you will not get negative marks, right? You will not gain anything, but you will not lose either, right? Again, you have numerical answer type questions, right? The correct answer will be +3, matching type, and many others are there. This keeps on changing based on the examiner's mood, right? Other exams, I've already talked about this, right? Vellore Institute of Technology, VIT, West Bengal, and many state exams are there, right? Now, why I'm telling you about these exams also, right? See, time is important. Some people after 11th and 12th, if they are not able to clear JEE, they have the courage and the determination to drop another year and again prepare for JEE. But based on the conditions of people, right? Some parents may not be that rich, or they may not be financially stable enough to actually afford another drop, right? So if they can't do that, then all hope is not lost for them. They can attempt all these other exams and still pursue a fruitful career in engineering, right? Now, challenge. You know what is the challenge? Many of the challenges I have already spoken about, right? But let us pinpoint the challenges. The challenge is consistent effort, right? Right, consistent effort, right? See, nowadays when I am at home, right, I will cook. Yeah, I'm talking about cooking. So I will cook, right? Maybe on Sundays, right, when I have an off, I will cook. But imagine a person like me who actually doesn't like to cook much, if he's forced to cook every single day. If it is for one day I'm cooking, I enjoy it actually. But if I'm forced to do it every single day consistently for 365 days, then it will be difficult for me, right? But that is precisely what you have to do. So what matters here is that consistent efforts means efforts over a long period of time, of an year or two, and never losing track of your aim that you need to get into IIT, right? And for this consistent effort, these consistent efforts are fueled by what? The fuel of interest in the subject. People say that, motivational speakers on YouTube and many places, they say that you get into IIT, you will get this package, you will get 4 crore package, you will get 20 lakhs package and everything. Understand that these things are very good to motivate you in the beginning, right? But if you have to do a sustained effort over a long period of time, dear friends, you will not be able to sustain it no matter how much money it gives at the end. Because the topics are complex until and unless you have an interest in it. Interest, right? This is a big thing which people forget. Only then you will be able to crack it. So interest is very important, right? So over 10 to 12 lakh students appear every year, and this I have already told. 2.5 lakh from JEE Mains qualify this exam. The seats are around 16,000 across all IITs. The success mantra is hard work. Yes, hard work is one of the things, but practice and smart preparation. And I'll also say one thing is interest and correct guidance, right? Correct guidance comes from the correct teacher, right? Why this is important? Just imagine you need to reach home from your school, right? There is a particular pathway, right, where you have to, which you have to follow, right? So now suppose you get admitted to a new school, you don't know the way, right? Somebody tells you that, okay, go from ahead left, right? And you're going on to the left side, right? You're walking, right? You're walking, you're making an effort, right? Suppose you walk for 3 to 4 kilometers, right? You made an effort, you are tired physically, you have put in the hard work, you put in the practice, you are smart enough to go by bike or by bicycle or take a lift. But the catch here is that that person gave you wrong directions. That person who was guiding you towards the new school was wrong. So correct guidance is important. If you're going in the wrong direction and doing hard work, whatever you're doing in the wrong direction, you will never get any result. But you will just get physically and mentally tired. So correct guidance is very important, and that is what we aim for and we stand for at Sri Chaitanya Academy, right? So this guidance is very important. Nobody, and I'm telling you, nobody can clear these exams with correct guidance. That is for sure, right? Let me erase this, right? So the thing is at the end that the teacher matters a lot, right? So it requires a planned and disciplined approach, right? So whatever you do should be planned. That planning you can do if you have someone who is experienced enough to help you with that plan. And discipline, yes, discipline is very important. Today my favorite show is coming up. I want to watch that show. Or some movie has been released, right? Some movie is released. My favorite actor's movie. I want to go, but I have an exam in 2 days. Going for a movie will consume 3 to 4 hours, right? You have to be focused. No, you cannot go for a movie. Second thing, there is a wedding coming up, right? Of one of your cousins somewhere. You have to travel from one state to another. It will take 4 to 5 days. Dear, no, you cannot go because your aim is to clear the exam. Every minute and every hour counts. Yes, you can take breaks of 1 day. Maybe you do not study sometimes, but try to avoid it. Try to avoid these distractions of movies, weddings, even sometimes the festivals as well. Yes. Imagine you love celebrating a festival, but your love for the subject and qualifying this exam should be more. That's why I told interest matters. If you are not interested, you will not be able to do it, right? So, interest matters. So, summary, how can you get successful? Now, this is particularly I'm talking about the JEE exam. The exam pattern you have to see previous year's questions, see the pattern. For that, there are many things available on the internet. Also, still a teacher will be required. Identify suitable alternative engineering exams, right? So what are these suitable alternative engineering exams? This is your plan B. Right? Always have a plan B in life, but do not rely on it. Think about it only when the A does not work. Otherwise, forget about plan B, you have only plan A. Stay consistent, I told you. Keep backup options open. Next, we are talking about study strategy and preparation tips. Now, details, benefits of cracking JEE. Why do we need to crack it? It unlocks a bright future. Right? Complete families of students which have been under the rubbles of poverty have been risen from that poverty and gone to a respectable stature in the society and have actually unlocked the future of not only their future but also of the future of the generations behind them, right? Their brothers, their sisters, right? So it goes beyond. You cannot even imagine how good it is. So the top tiers, so I already talked about IITs are the top institutes, then comes the NITs. Triple IITs are Indian Institutes of Information Technologies, right? BITS Pilani and other. At these institutes, you will have access to world-class education. World-class education means not only facilities like this, the way we provide at Sri Chaitanya Academy, a board, some digital, right, camera and everything, all that will be there. In addition, you have experienced teachers, right, faculty and research opportunities, right. And obviously, that's why I kept this at the end, a high-paying job, because you're going to do this every day of your life, so a high-paying job. IIT graduates are sought after by top companies. Why is it so? It is not only because of their knowledge, but it is because of their work ethic. Work ethic means they have worked tirelessly, continuously, sustainably over a long period of time to get into the IITs. And they have struggled in the IITs as well to get good grades. And they have competed with the top brains in the country. So that's why if you have an IIT tag, things work out a lot. Google, Microsoft, Tesla, competitive salary packages and a good career growth. If you want to go in for MTech, Masters of Technology, the whole world is your oyster. You can go anywhere you want if you have a bachelor's degree from IIT. Now these are not only just words. These are not empty words. I have facts backing me. Sundar Pichai, right? All of us know about him, right? The CEO of Alphabet Inc., Google, right? He is an alumnus of IIT Kharagpur. We have Arvind Krishna, Chairman and CEO of IBM from IIT Kanpur. Many more. Narayan Murthy, sir, from IIT Kanpur. You have Nandan Nilekani, right? He's a non-executive chairman of Infosys. Again, a friend of Narayan Murthy, right, from IIT Bombay. Right. The list goes on and on. Bhavish Agarwal from IIT Bombay. Parag Agarwal again from IIT Bombay. Right. So many of the people in the top companies which are leading the innovation platform like in AI or Google are led by IITians, right? So a degree and your studying in IIT gives you a strong technical foundation for research and development and innovation, right? IITs not only focus on just making you study. They also give you opportunities to innovate, to make something of your own, to use all that knowledge that you have gathered into making a product bloom and make our country a better place to live in. So startups are always promoted in IITs, and obviously because of that many IITians are successful entrepreneurs, right? Like you have these companies like Ola, Flipkart, Zomato, right? Now how should be your approach in 11th and 12th? Right? Time management is important. You should manage whatever time you are having properly and practice. Right? We will dig deep into that. Just wait for a second. Concept clarity. So the first stage is whatever you are studying, that study, every word, every line, you should be clear about it. Not only I'm talking about what it is trying to say, right? You should be clear to the core. Not even little bit of doubt should be there in your mind, because if there is a doubt, right? No, Naman, JEE Mains is relatively easy. We can clear JEE Mains easily. JEE Advanced, yes, it is difficult, but with the right guidance and the right approach, if you practice enough, you can crack it, right? It's not that a big thing, right? We can move mountains, but it is even easier than that, right? What it focuses on is problem solving skills, right? How is it different from your board exams? Board exams do not focus on solving problems, right? I told you engineering is about solving problems, right? To get into that problem solving mindset, you need to start early in 11th as well. We have to practice a variety of problems regularly, right? And there has to be revision too, right? Understand that we are human beings. We can forget things. Things you study today, you may forget tomorrow. So you have to keep on revising what you studied even months and years back, right? So revision plan is important. Maintain a revision schedule, right? Right. Subjects you have to focus on is physics, chemistry, and maths. How to manage time? Simple, create a daily study timetable, allocate fixed hours for JEE preparation, and if you are into schools, then after schools you have to go for your coaching, and you have to coaching or self-study, right? You have to create a right balance among both of them, right? Prioritize topic, focus on high weightage topics and weak areas first, and then move forward. Don't worry if you get into a good institute, that institute will take care of maximum of these things. What you have to take care of is procrastination. Do not say I will do it tomorrow, right? If you say I will do it tomorrow, tomorrow never comes, right? That is, so avoid procrastination. If you have a doubt now, at this moment, get it cleared as soon as possible, right? Minimize distractions, right? Mobile phone is a distraction, yes, but if you're interested enough, you're focused enough, the same mobile phone can be used to your advantage in solving questions and getting resources, right? Smart studies technique, right? Use active learning. Active learning is that when you read a concept, you visualize it in your brain, right? If in a physics book, it is saying that a pendulum is, right, moving to and fro. In your mind's eye, you have to imagine the pendulum moving. And then, because science is practical, you have to understand that it is not a piece of paper, it is not a story which has been made up. These are real facts, right? So, right, and something very important, note making. Understand that on the internet, right, everywhere there will be a number of notes available, right? But in this digital era also, your own note making that you write with your own hands, mind you hands, I'm not talking about typing stuff, with your hands, that creates the muscle memory or memory in your brain about a particular concept. If your note taking skills are very good, you will reach a point where you can also remember, okay, I have studied Mole's concept where I have written it in my notes. Okay, maybe after this part on that page, in that paragraph after this. That much connectivity happens, right? Because those are your own notes. They are special for you, right? So notes making is very important. Notes making is important. Nowadays, students are neglecting it. They will take photocopy of notes and everything. No. And notes making, I'm talking about live notes making. When a teacher is teaching you, right, even though there will be notes in the PDF anywhere, you should write notes. Notes are very important, right? The next is juggling school and the coaching center. That balance is important. How do you do that? Obviously, there are some concepts that will overlap specifically for JEE Mains. For JEE Advanced, some concepts will not overlap. For school exams, because school exams cover the basics. They cover the basics, but, okay, they cover the basics, but not in a way that is required for the JEE, right? Coaching basically builds on those basics and helps you apply them. Use the school time wisely, right? If in the class there is a particular topic which you already know, no problem, right? You open your notebook, do not waste time, do not blame the teacher, it's not his fault also that you know more. Revise or keep on solving questions. Don't waste your time during school lectures. solve extra problems in weekend and revise weak areas. And remember, one thing which I have seen in today's generation is they feel that the teacher should revise this topic for them in the class. Sir, please revise. Many students tell me, sir, please revise this particular topic for us. My dear students, it is not the teacher who has to give the exam, right? A teacher cannot do the revision for you. You have to do your revision. In revision, 2 to 3 times, you will see it will, because our generation, the 90s generation, has grown up doing that. That's why we are good teachers, because we followed those stuff, right? A teacher cannot revise for you. You have to revise and avoid overburdening. Take regular breaks, right? And maintain a mental well-being. For mental well-being, I'll tell you, you can meditate, right? Meditate on YouTube. Many meditation videos are there. Meditate and it helps, right? The first thing is that NCERT is a must. You should go through the NCERT. Physics, specifically for chemistry, I will say. And in chemistry also, the inorganic chemistry part, because it is very factual, right? This inorganic chemistry part, you should study line by line from the NCERT, right? Because many questions are asked directly from the NCERT. For physics and maths, NCERT helps, right? In conceptual clarity, you can refer to it, you can solve the questions in the NCERT, but for theory, not suggested that much as chemistry is, okay? Right? So, for chemistry, NCERT gives you a competitive advantage. For physics and maths, not that much, but still, what's the problem? You can solve questions there, right? After you've studied everything, right? See, I have studied a book on how to play cricket, right? But playing cricket is different from studying a book on cricket. So how good you are in playing cricket, that you can tell only when you play. So how good are you in your concepts, that you can tell only when you test yourselves, right? By solving previous year's papers. You need to buy a book where previous year questions are there at least 10 years. I'm not saying 2-3 years. For 2-3 years, you can analyze the pattern, right? But 10 years gives you good practice. Understand the exam pattern and difficulty levels. What is good, what is not. Right. This is what I was talking about. Take regular mock tests, right, of any coaching institute, or you can also join in at any Sri Chaitanya center near your home, right, and take regular mock tests. Check your accuracy, check the time in which you are solving questions. Analyze the mistakes, right? If you made a mistake, no need of becoming sad. Oh, I made a mistake, I do not know this. Don't go into a guilt trip. Don't blame yourself. Mistakes are good, right? They give you opportunity to learn from errors and improve weak areas, right? I'll tell you why I'm telling you that. Even the famous scientist Einstein was wrong about many scientists in his field. Like Einstein was wrong about Schrodinger's wave equations, right? He did not accept it, so he was wrong. So everybody can be wrong, but later he corrected himself, so you should also correct yourself. Now in this online age, for practice you have online test series which creates an exam-like environment. Give that. So the road to JEE, right, comes with concept clarity, but do not stop there. Do not stop at reading the book of cricket. Learn to play it in a level field by strong problem solving skills. And you can become strong in cricket by what? By practicing, right? So here also you have to be solving a lot of problems. Follow a structured time management plan. Balance school and coaching without stress. If you're getting stress, Talk to your teachers. Friends, yes, but the problem is your friends are of the same age, right? Your teachers have gone through this stress. They have won over this stress. They know how it is. Your friends know how it is, but they do not know the solution to this stress. Your teachers know the solution. So talk to your teachers, talk to your parents. If parents don't give you a solution, go talk to your teachers. Talk. This is very important. Talk. NCERT is essential. Practice mock test, the same thing. Next, JEE Mains. These things will work. NCERT and then solving questions will work. Right? When you go for JEE Advanced, something extra is required if you want to go into IIT. You have to be a master of solving problems. Focus on solving complex problems. So this word complex problem, what does it mean? Complex problem means that it is a combination of many concepts, like concept 1, concept 2, and you have concept 3. Right. This concept can be from atomic structure, this concept can be from equilibrium, this can be from states of matter. All concepts joined together to give you a single question. Right? That you need to solve. Right? So you cannot leave a particular chapter. All the important chapters you have to cover at least at some basic level, right? Or in depth, right? So it is JEE Advanced is all about depth in concepts and also how much you are solving questions, right? Let us clear this out. For physics, my advice is practice numericals, derive concepts from first principles. Now, for JEE Mains, I have seen teachers skipping the derivations, right? They will directly tell you the formula and then they will do the question. For JEE Mains, it works. In JEE Advanced, sometimes they will ask you formulas which are not there in the books. So, for deriving those formulas, you should know how to derive those formulas at will, right? For mains, not that important. For advanced, it is important. So from first principles, how from the basics you arrive at a particular formula is important, right? Focus on understanding the underlying theories. Theories are important. Chemistry, see, physical chemistry is similar to physics, right? Organic chemistry, even if you are not very strong in maths, you can master it. It is like that. And inorganic chemistry is like just facts which are connected through some concept, right? Maths, theory will not leave you anywhere, even in CBS, even in your board exams. Focus on problem solving, especially many topics are there in maths. I have just written calculus and algebra. There are many others as well. There is binomial theorem. There is probability, right? Probability, a very difficult topic. For that, you need a teacher. Maths, see, if you try somehow physics and chemistry, you can. For maths, you definitely need a teacher. Okay? Right. So, maths, you need a teacher. So, let us again erase everything on the slide and let me take a pen again. Right. Adaptive learning. Focus on your weak areas and create personalized learning goals for continuous improvement. Adapt. You've done something wrong, see how can you do it. If you're not able to remember a particular concept through your previous way of just reading, think about visualizing that concept. Think about thinking about that pendulum moving, thinking about that color change happening, right? Whether that helps you. Different things work for different people. Some people make flashcards, right? So many things are there. Now, what I've seen is at many institutes, many places I've seen that people do not take this very seriously. Doubts clearing. So doubts are those questions which you are not able to solve or you are stuck at a particular place, right? So this doubt clearing is very important, right? Just go on attending classes is actually of not much help until unless you solve those questions. I told you, right, to solve questions. So the indicator that you have solved enough questions is that you will have a lot of doubts. Even the toppers will have a lot of doubts. They will have a lot of doubts, a lot of errors which you're doing. So clear those doubts, sit with the teacher, find time, clear those doubts. Nowadays we also have messaging services, right, where you can directly message, give a photograph, the teacher can give you a solution. Avoid building confusion. One doubt upon another creates a mountain of confusion and then you'll be trapped under that mountain. Don't do that. Group discussions. Students feel if I discuss a particular topic with someone, my time will be wasted. Yes, that is true. And that person will gain what I know. Remember, knowledge you have to spread. More you discuss, this works for some people, does not work for some. Right? Remember, discussion with people who are at the same level or as you are. Discuss the concepts. Right? A famous scientist, Richard Feynman, which is a physics scientist, says that, see, discussion is basically what? You're teaching the other person a particular concept. So, you understand a concept up to only 50%, right? When you hear it. When you write it, you understand 60%, but when you teach it, you are able to understand a concept up to 80 or 90%. So teaching or group discussions are sometimes important. Right? Discuss with your teachers and people around you. Right? And obviously use of online platforms, you can use them, right? Like forums where you can do discussions and everything, right? That is also possible. Remember this one-on-one session. In doubt session, no. What the advantage in doubt session is, the teacher is sitting right in front of you, attending only to you. Right? So yours and the teacher's frequency is matching. He is able to understand what you are saying. Sometimes the frequency match is so good that the student can even predict what the teacher is going to say next. That has happened with me. A student was able to even predict what I'm going to say next, right? So that is a very good relationship. It is like a relationship. And obviously take notes. Always maintain a separate note for doubts and solutions to that where you could refer. And after you have made all your long notes, make another note which are called your short notes. That that will be, if the notes are this much, reduce that to this much, short notes, so that just before the exam you can just quickly refer to it within 5 minutes and all your concepts are revised, right? So career paths, so there are many more things to this, but this is basically, if you follow these basic things, yes, you are on your way to clear IIT JEE. So what are the career paths beyond B.Tech, Bachelor of Technology? What is next after engineering? Multiple career options like core engineering, mechanical, civil, electrical, aeronautical engineering is there, chemical engineering is there, right? Obviously software engineering, computer engineering, software and IT, coding, artificial intelligence. There's a lot of boom here nowadays. All the basic comes from engineering. Machine learning, cyber security, research and development, cutting edge innovations and technologies, data science and analytics, finance and consulting, entrepreneurship. I've already given you examples of various founders who went in and became successful businessmen, right? So after B.Tech, you can do an M.Tech, Masters of Technology, or Masters of Science, which is abroad. MBA, many of the engineers nowadays are choosing MBAs. They can go for MBA, and then a double degree of B.Tech and MBA gives you a strong hold in the market to get a good job. PhD, the way I have done PhD, right, are for those who have too much interest in the subject, right, for those passionate about research and academia. This gives you a solid foundation for all the formulas which have come in physics, for all the reactions which have come in chemistry. Somebody has innovated those formulas or discovered those reactions. This is it. Here you create knowledge, right? Scholarship exams are there like GATE, GRE and everything. Public sector undertakings are there, right? Recruitment, right? You have the railways, you have Indian Oil Corporations, right? ONGC, Bharat Heavy Electrical Limiteds. They also require engineers from time to time. They will release. You can give this exam, and if you clear this exam, you can apply to all these companies and have a government job as well. Civil services, many of them apply for civil services. There you can take the optional subject. DRDO, Defense Research Development Organization, right? Indian Space Research Organization, Atomic Research Center, Bhabha Atomic Research Center, all of them take engineers, state and central government jobs, various technical roles. So the thing is, you have to create your own path, right? IITs will help you. There will be grants, they will give you money. Okay, we are giving you money, you create as your heart desires. Funding sources are there. Many success stories are there. I've already told you. These brands we use every day. Zomato, I just used yesterday to order food. Business acumen. These things, no, you will learn as you move forward. Risk-taking, innovation, government schemes are there. Startup India, funding, support, tax benefits, many things are there. So, I told you there are many career paths you can choose. All these things I have discussed, right? So, choosing the right path, if you need to go there, right path is important, right? Right. So, currently we have 23 Indian Institute of Technologies, IITs, right? The old ones being IIT Madras, right? IIT Kharagpur, IIT Guwahati, IIT Kanpur, IIT Delhi, right? IIT Bombay, right? Right? So, these are the old IITs and many new have also come up. So, earlier it was difficult, less number of IITs, but now you have more total. These many seats are there for grabs. So, what are you waiting for? Start your journey and get into one of the IITs. If that doesn't work out, what is the issue? The plan B is National Institutes of Technology. The seats are a lot which you can fill in easily, right? Finally, I'll end this session with saying of a famous footballer, Pele, who says that success, understand that, is no accident. It's not an accident, right? Like I told you about cricket, it is hard work, mind you, in the right direction. Perseverance means you do not lose hope, you do not burn out, you do not leave a particular thing in the middle. Learning from your mistakes, studying, sacrifice, not going for that movie, not going to that wedding, sometimes not celebrating a particular festival. These things will come every year. Try and sacrifice that. Most of all, love for what you are doing. This love for what you are doing is your interest in the subjects, right? Or learning to do, right? So success is no accident. It is hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrifice, and most of all, love of what you are doing or learning to do. So thank you for patiently listening to me for all these time, and for this hour. We at Sri Chaitanya Academy strive for this mantra and we follow it with our hearts. So go to your nearest Sri Chaitanya center and check out. Not only this, especially for you people who want to know whether IIT JEE is your cup of tea or not, whether engineering is what you like or not, or we also coming up with a special transition course which will smoothen your transition from your 10th to your 11th, which there are some concepts which are missing in 10th which will be useful in 11th, right? Like logarithms in mathematics, right? Those things will be taught in that particular course that will come after these series of sessions. So meet you there, right? From now, it is bye from my side at Sri Chaitanya Academy.